You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go.
George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Okay, everybody, we're back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. People are saying they can't hear me for some reason. You know, I'm so sick of this. I can't deal with it anymore. You can hear the ad, but you can't hear me. You should be able to hear me now. Whoever's saying that they can't hear me, you should be able to hear me now. It's 22 minutes past the hour. And let me see, because the mic was muted. I just took it off. So if you can hear me, let me know you can hear me. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ronald McCready. Thank you, my brother, Ronald McCready, my brother from another mother, Ronald McCready, my brother. I think the mic was muted or something. Anyway, everybody, we're back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And yeah, I was talking about Palestine and you know what's going on over there. Those people, the kids, because they're not even showing any footage from Palestine. They got Palestine on blackout. Shout out to my nieces, Shanika, and India, my nieces that are down south. I can't wait to go see my peepers in North Kakalaki. I'll be heading down there soon. They're talking about the people in these people are suffering really bad. That's 50% of the Palestinian population are children. 50%. So every time somebody gets blown up, a kid gets blown up. And those kids have to live with those bombs. And I mean, can you imagine, growing up, dodging bullets and bombs? I mean, come on, being hungry, waiting for food trucks to come through. Because Palestine, they don't create anything. They don't have any farms or nothing, horses and cows and all, pigs or whatever. They don't create anything. That area is like dead. So any food they get has to come from a thing. Ronald McCready says they're destroying land and people for land. Yeah, because Trump wants to make Palestine a tourist attraction. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. Trump wants to make Palestine a tourist attraction. Take over Canada. Take over. Just tell it's a psycho. Take over Canada. Take over Greenland. I think it's Greenland. Iceland. Greenland. Renamed the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. What effing sense does that make? I mean, come on. What sense does that make to rename the Gulf of Mexico? People still call it the Gulf of Mexico. They're going to call it the Gulf of Mexico forever. Ronald McCready says they're destroying land and people for land. Right, because Trump wants to ship all the people out of there. Yeah, he wants to ship all the people out of there, make it a tourist attraction. That's what he wants to do. Thank you, Annetta Marshall, for telling me that you couldn't hear me. I'm so sick of this crap. I got to find another way to broadcast my program. All right. Anyway, appreciate you. Appreciate those. Shout out to Lamont Gates, who has disappeared from the program. But shout out to Anthony Moriano, and shout out to Annetta Marshall for liking the program. And see, like I said, now when I first started, y'all listen to the program after I broadcast it. All of the likes, thousands of views after I'm off the air. Y'all don't listen to, I guess what you listen to and you can listen. So, I guess I got to appreciate that you listened at all. But I get thousands of likes, thousands of views, because Facebook counts the views. Not only counts most of them. So I get thousands of views after the show is over. Now, come on now. Y'all can do better than that. Anyway, it's 26 minutes past the hour. The Ron Kelly Show is brought to you in part by American Puerto Rico Transportation for 45 years, 45 whole years. American Puerto Rico Transportation has been the primary to take you to and from your destination. To talk about school trips. Remember those trips we used to go on as kids? School districts, medical, casino trips, you name it. American Porterfield can handle it. Give them a call, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. American Porterfield Transportation. They're the ones that will get you to and from your family reunion, your field trip, your school district, your medical, your individual transportation for children going back and forth to school. You name it, American Porterfield can handle it. So give them a call. Once again, 908 said they're located in Plainfield, New Jersey, by the way. Somebody just asked me in my headphones. They're located in Plainfield, New Jersey. It's 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. For my friends and yours at American Porterfield, Amaker and Porterfield Transportation. All right, back to the show. Ronald McCready. Why is the world always trying to conquer each other instead of trying to work together? It's a question I ask myself all the time. Because the way we're living, on the tip of a missile. All we got, somebody just makes one mistake and the world is gone. That's why there's a hotline between Russia and the United States primarily, and then some of the other countries that have nuclear weapons. They probably can't make it over here, but India has nuclear weapons. Pakistan has nuclear weapons. There's a bunch of countries that have nuclear weapons. What if one of them does something wrong? What if India shoots one at Pakistan? Because India and Pakistan have been at each other's throats for years. So, Ronald McCready, we're living on the tip of the spear. Because all it's going to take is one person to do something and everybody else is going to jump in. That's why they call it world war, not one particular person's war, world war. Yeah. So we're just living on borrowed time right now, you don't know what's going to happen. You can be on your way to work one day and boom, this supersonic wind comes by and blows you all the way to Ohio. We don't know. So we're living in a very dangerous time right now. I wish that the world could get along, Ronald McCready, and I wish that that there were no nuclear weapons. But one day somebody's going to use them, just like we did. We used them. We were the first and the last people to use them. Use them more than once. So, somebody's going to use them, but hopefully, I'll be dead by then because the world is going to be destroyed. And who wants to live anyway with a world that has nothing, compared to now? Anyway, everybody, it's 30 minutes past the hour. It's Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. Knicks tonight. Knicks might be the last game. I'm thinking it's probably going to be the last game for the Knicks. So all you Knicks fans, good try. They made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals like they did the last couple of seasons and lost. And they're probably going to lose tonight. Hater? No, I'm not no hater. What are you talking about? I'm not a hater. But anyway, yeah, feel pity for the people in Palestine who are getting blown away and starved to death. Don't have a hospital even they don't have a hospital to heal each other. And the kids, I mean, can you imagine being a kid, 6, 7, 8 years old? You're supposed to be playing somewhere in the playground, and you're dodging 2,000-pound bombs. It's just ridiculous. It's not fair. Those little kids had nothing to do with that. This is Holocaust number 2. And the victims of the first Holocaust are perpetrating the second one. That's what's going on right now. Okay. 31 minutes past the hour. So, yeah, so what am I doing? Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I got a little discombobulated there for a second. Anyway, shout out to everybody who participates in the Ron Kelly Show. Ron McCready says you don't count them out until it's over. Let's go, Knicks. Oh, well, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know. They lost 2 on the road. They split the ones at home. They got 1 more home tonight. So they got to win tonight. I mean, it's elimination time anyway. You know. Ron McCready says, "Why is the world allowing Palestine to be eliminated?" Just if the Gaza Strip was occupied by black folks, they would do the same thing. You know, they would just let the Gaza Strip go. Nobody cares about the Palestinians. You know, it's all about the Israelis. It ain't about the Palestinians. Who gives a damn about the Palestinians? They're like Negroes, N-words. You know, the Palestinians, they're a small population. They have no real resources, no money, no power. So nobody cares about the Palestinians. They're like roaches, you know, and they're just getting stepped on right now. Nobody cares about the Palestinians. And nobody talks about the Palestinians. Nobody. You know, I'm talking about them because I don't have a contract. So I can talk about anything I want. But if I was under contract and if I was working for a major radio company and I was heard all across America, I probably wouldn't be able to talk about Palestine. Because we still got that cancel culture thing going on, right? We still have that. Where you say the wrong thing and you're dead. You're dead to me. Like La Cosa Nostra. Like they would say, when they said you were dead to them, you were really dead to them. You know, you're dead to them. So the Palestinians are dead to everybody. Nobody cares about the Palestinians. Because, again, it's a small population. They don't really have a government, per se, functioning government. They don't have a government because they're getting blown up. And then they got Hamas, who bullied their way into power. Mahmoud Abbas, who's the Palestinian president, I haven't heard from him in a while. Who knows what happened to him? Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Authority president, who knows? I haven't heard about him in a while. So I don't think it's just straight up Hamas. And believe me, if those people voted for Hamas, they had no, those people, if they're voting for Hamas, voted for Hamas, they had no choice. Why does my phone keep going on? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. So those people had no choice. Oh, no, I don't want that. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, they had no choice. They had to vote for Hamas or they would have got killed. Okay, the views and opinions. The views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises LLC, and not those of my advertisers or my support team or anybody that has anything to do with the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program at 25 minutes before the hour. So yeah, terrible situation over there. you know, because you can't say nothing about Palestinians. Yeah, now you say anything, you're getting deported. You know, that's the new weapon, deportation. That's the new weapon. You know, that's the new weapon in the Trump era. And see, and I told you about this last year. ICE arrested a New York City high school student who went there trying to obey the law. Now he went to he was a high school student from Venezuela. Last week, he pursued his asylum case before a New York City judge. The judge dismissed his case, I believe. The 20-year-old, who only gave his name as Dylan, entered the U.S. under a Biden-era humanitarian parole program in 2024, allowing him to remain in the country legally while seeking asylum. Now, Trump wants everybody to stay outside. The Venezuelan who attends Ellis Prep Academy, a public school serving older students learning English, appeared at a Manhattan immigration courthouse as part of the asylum process. And so he thought it was a routine check-in, so he didn't bring a lawyer. But in the courthouse, the government attorneys asked for his case to be dismissed, and the judge agreed, and then they grabbed him up. ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. So, I mean, that's kind of old to be a high school student, 20 years old, but still. But this is what's happening now. Yeah. Ronald McCready says, is Hamas terrorist labeled because they don't agree with the Israeli and the United? Well, yeah, because we have this cancel culture now. You know, we have this cancel culture where you say something that's not popular, or if you're a celebrity or a spokesperson or whatever, you can't show support for the Palestinians. You got to keep your mouth shut, especially if you're on the come up. You got to keep your mouth shut. You can't say nothing about the Palestinians. And you see, Trump is trying to stop free speech. Because the Constitution doesn't mean anything to him. He's trying to stop free speech. He's trying to stop people from being able to say what they want to say. So that's what it is. He's trying to, he's trying to stop people from being able to say what they want to say. Now look what he's doing now. Harvard, for example, Columbia, some of the biggest schools in America. He's, and what does Trump do? Because he's a bully. Trump is a bully. I'll keep this from you. I'll take that from you. I'll deport you. Just unbelievable. The things that he does and says. That's where he conducted business. That's how he got the Trump organization to where it is, or where it was. Yeah, and exactly. He does think he's a dictator, Ronald McCready. He does think he's a dictator. No, he is a dictator. That's what Trump does. He's a bully, and he bullies people that are doing stuff. When he was building these buildings, he was bullying the subcontractors and the contractors. He bullied everybody. That's what he does. So if you don't agree with him, you deported, or we're going to take your government funding away. I mean, it's a shame. It's a low down, dirty shame what's going on in the United States of America today. Now, I have to admit, in that big, beautiful bill, there's one thing I agree with, and that's the no tax on overtime. Because I do a lot of overtime in my day job, a lot. So, but see, now what happens 20 minutes before the hour? What happens when after 2028? Are you going to get a big tax bill in 2028? Because this money still has to be considered income. No. It's sad that his followers, Ronald McCready says, it's sad that his followers are so ignorant. Well, they don't know. Well, they do know better. But see, you know what? I'll save it for the break. I'll come back in the break and I'll tell you exactly why people are following Trump. And it's not really about Trump. So we'll take a break and we'll come back with more of this program. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show, and it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and blogtalkradio.com. All right, everybody, we are back. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Y'all call me without my headphones on. Man, my hair looks nice. Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that hair. Thank you, Jesus. I still got my hair. Anyway, everybody, it's oh boy, it's yes. Oops. I do that every now and then. Anyway, it's 17 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. Head over to the Cigar Lounge and check out the Knicks. Ronald McCready says it's about the white man keeping control of America, the 5 families or 6 families of America. Yeah, they get a 1%. It's the 1%. See, you know, the MAGA people. See, the overriding comment. I'm losing my. Looks like I'm using my Wi-Fi, but okay. The overriding factor, Ronald McCready, it's about racism. See, because Trump didn't create MAGA. Yeah. He didn't create MAGA. Trump. He didn't create it. Those people are already there. The MAGA people were already there. They're antithetical toward black folks were already there. Ronald McCready says, I'm truly blessed to have especially at this point in my life. I'll be heading over to Cigar Lounge in Orange called Perfect Smoke. As many issues as I got with them, it's close by, so Perfect Smoke, 345, I think it is, Dodge Street in Orange, East Orange. I'll be over there a little bit later on. But yeah, see, yeah, I lost the it's saying that the yeah, I understand my picture is frozen. Um, yeah, I understand that my picture. Somebody's telling me that my picture is frozen. I'm not sure why. Um, yeah, Ronald, because that's the other thing too. And my picture, I don't know if my picture is frozen because I'm not sure why, but um, it looks like the Wi-Fi it says connection is unstable. So I don't know why that is. I've been having so many problems with this show over the last few weeks, having so many problems. So let me take a break and come back and see what I can do about this. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. All right, everybody, we're back. I think it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all over the fruited plain of these here United States of America. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I'm good right now, I think. But yeah, Facebook has been like, I don't know. They've been messing with a brother because I'm keeping it real and I tell the truth. As a matter of fact, I've been applying. I just got my resume redone, and I've just been applying for gigs. A lot of them want you to be there, so I'm not moving to North Dakota, So unless they offer me a truckload of money. So, but I do have a couple of people who want to talk to me in regards to my program. So we'll see. We shall see. Okay, everybody, it's 12 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast. I think it's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. Is it 3 or 4 hours behind us? Yeah, the Facebook. Well, you know what? I don't want to say it's Facebook because, like I said, you don't know who's going to knock on your door at any time nowadays when you start talking about stuff. Y'all know I talk about stuff, and I keep it real, and I tell the truth. Yeah, the picture's frozen. This happened, that happened. I'm like, give me a break. I don't know if it's Facebook though, but I'm not sure if it's Facebook or not. But Ronald McCready, you can say that. I'm not gonna say it, but you can say it anyway. 11 minutes before the hour. So yeah. Somebody on Facebook was looking for a $5,000 check. What? You ain't getting no money. Thank you, Ronald McCready. You're good too, my brother. You're good too. My man, Ronald McCready, my brother from another mother. Yeah. I see, women, women, I like to say women are, a lot of women are in relationships with their kids. Now, I'm not talking about sexual relationships, but women these